I'm going to take you down to Suplex City, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the GodisaGeek podcast. My name is Dan Murphy. I'm back from my jolly holidays. Sorry for no podcast last week. But, you know, I've been gallivanting along the northwest Welsh coast. What can I say? It's been an exotic trip. Saw lots of exotic life, like a baby seagull with one eye that was in our front garden that wouldn't fly away, which was...
Sounds like wheels.
Yeah, pretty much. And the odd jellyfish stranded on the beach. Also joining me is my ever-present co-host. It's Mr. Greg Hill. Greg, how are things?
Things are just stellar. That's all I can say, really. They're just going great. So, yeah.
And also joining us for, I think, is his second podcast appearance.
Is it?
And it's the first one for quite a while. It's Mr. Nick Gillum. Nick, I hope I've said that right for one. And how are you?
I'm very well, thank you, Dan.
That's good. Well, I think we're all pretty well. What's going on in your life recently? Nick, like I said, you've not been on for a while. Tell the listeners what's going on and whatnot.
Well, I would like to say not much. I've got rid of a dead frog in my garden today. That was a bit of fun. Mm-hmm. Oh, you talking about games?
Oh, anything really, just life. We can talk about anything until they actually have to talk about games, you know. Because I feel
like to get personal at the start.
I feel like it might be a bit of a depressing bit for at least 15 minutes. Yeah. So we talk about this year's even biggest release, but try and ward that off as much as possible until we have to finally do it.
So anyway, this dead frog, it was hard as rock.
Dead frog. Jesus.
And I had to throw it in a bush because I didn't want to be anywhere near it for more than 30 seconds.
Yeah, that doesn't sound particularly fucking fun, does it? We had loads of tadpoles in a bucket outside, and they're all going to turn into big frogs at some point, and that'll be fun. That'll be fun for our...
And die in someone's garden.
Yeah, that'll be fun for our blind dog to navigate.
Yeah, we had left it there for 2 days. That probably wasn't smart.
Yeah,
oh,
probably not. Well then, shall we just... dead frogs probably sets the mood quite justly for what we're
It does, I was about to say that.
No Man's Sky. Me and Greg have both been playing. I think Greg's played it more than me. Actually, I don't know, because I don't know if you've actually been able to play it at all yet with the crashes you've been experiencing. Nick, you've watched your stepson's son playing it, I believe.
Yep.
So we've all got varying degrees of No Man's Sky experience, and I think it's shite.
You made that pretty clear earlier.
No Man's shite.
Legit. I think it's not bad. It's
weird.
Not the experience I was expecting. To be totally honest, I feel like I don't know if it was marketed as something it kind of wasn't, but I think it's going to get real fucking real old real quick.
Nobody said it was a survival game until 2 days before launch, did they?
The survival game has not been mentioned once in any marketing, and people are like, there's people certain areas of the social media going, well, you shouldn't have fucking had an idea of what it was. Well, they gave us fucking trailers, and that's what it looked like. There was never I'm pretty sure if you go into any demo, you go on UI, there was never meters like fucking radiation and bloody freezing crowd and hot temperatures and shit. There was none of that, because even though when it was demoed all at Gamescom and E3 and everything, even though they landed on these randomly generated planets, they always seemed to be suspiciously be the really pretty ones with big nice animals, not the fucking desolate radioactive shitholes I've been on with fucking killer spiders. Yeah, go into a cave, I'm like, oh, cave, then out of nowhere this wee little spider crab just attacks me. I'm like, I literally found it, called it a wee blighter. And because I couldn't call it fucking dickhead, swearing's not allowed.
Profanity filter, yeah.
Yeah,
you're just making it sound like Minecraft, to be honest.
But I prefer Minecraft. Minecraft controls better. I think it was what I was expecting it to be, but I just don't think it controls very well. Like, it controls fine, but it's just, to me, it feels slow, and buttons are mapped to weird places. I don't like how the gun shoots. Now, you can upgrade it, and I did do that and stuff, whatever.
My son is 6 years old, he has no problem controlling it. You're being outdone by a 6-year-old.
No, I'm not saying I can't control it. I'm saying I don't like how it feels. Everything just feels basic and a bit clunky. Like, the shooting is alright, the flying is alright.
Shooting is...
Everything's just alright, and it's just... I expected a bit more... I think it's an amazing achievement, but it's just a whole lot of nothing, really. Isn't it? It's just...
And I actually was writing it off earlier. When we were talking about it earlier, I was kind of writing it off as like, you were saying you were going to take it back to the shop.
I'm taking it back tomorrow.
I was like, I wish I could take it back. I bought a digital copy, right? And I never buy digital copies, but this time I did. I wanted the pre-order theme, which was promised to be dynamic, and it wasn't. It was fucking static. I've been had, pretty much. But I was saying earlier, I wish I could take it back, so I started playing it, and it actually was pretty good. I was saying to my sister, she was like, "Are you enjoying No Man's Sky?" I was like, "Well, actually, yeah, I am. I feel like I could sit and play this. How good the experience was, I could sit and play it all day. That's how much I was enjoying it today. But then I feel like there's going to be a time that comes, and I'm going to go, fuck this. What am I doing? I've only advanced 3 galaxies because I like to just take my time and go on the planets of fully registered animal species, a full animal species on a planet. I like to mine things and upgrade my ship. I just bought a new ship at 1 million units, and that took a fucking long ass time, but it is good. It's going to get so repetitive so fast. I can feel myself getting really tired with the mining and stuff like that, but in terms of the survival thing, I don't think it's really that hard to survive.
No, but it's just annoying. It's just I sort of see the point of the sentinel bots. What the point of the game is to mine stuff, and then they're punishing you for mining stuff. It's like Assassin's Creed when they put fucking soldiers on the roof to stop you from running on roofs. When it's a game about fucking running on roofs, it just stop punishing me for the things you want me to do. It's just forcing conflict when the conflict comes better. When I'm in a cave and a big fucking spider suddenly attacks me. That's a cool story. I really enjoyed the first hour. I thought it was magical. So I was on this planet and I'm like, fuck, I'm dying. Everyone else gets these bloody lovely little gardens and I get a fucking radioactive shithole. Walking about and there's no life at all. I can't find any animals. And then I hear these weird little these weird little wee cries. And then I see this weird mini stegosaurus with a dick for a head and I'm like, right, this is cool. And then I go around, I'm just walking, I see this base in the distance, and I'm walking to it, and then a massive fucking wolf walks in front of me, and I'm like, whoa, and I was shitting my pants, I thought it was going to attack me. I sneaked around it, and it was so cool, it was so magical, but that feeling wore away quick for me, man, because
it did.
And I just don't get the point of, I just don't get the picture of, you're discovering these places, when there's people been there for fucking hundreds of years. I feel like the fucking the Christopher Columbus or whatever going to a new world saying I found this new planet, and when fucking native lads have been living there for fucking centuries, millennia. It's bullshit, man.
So you feel like a colonist then?
Yeah, exactly. I'm a massive colonist, and it's not.
I think it's kind of sad. I like discovering things and sharing it with my friends, and it kind of puts me down that if I discover something, the chances are that no one else is going to find it.
I don't see the point.
I'm naming something. I'm naming an animal or a plant or whatever, or even a galaxy or a planet, and the chances are that no one is going to see that name apart from me.
Yeah,
exactly. So I don't name them anymore. I name things to remind myself what's there. The planet I found the first monolith on, I named it something with mono in the title, so I could go, that's where I found the monolith. That's where I found whatever. But then that's only for me, it's not for anyone else. And I think that's kind of depressing. And the fact that people found each other, Sean Murray was it blew my mind that they found each other on the first day, but I was it's kind of
exactly what people
shit.
Do. People get things, they try and break it and see what they can do. That's common knowledge, and he's been found out a wee bit, and from the multiplayer aspects and stuff. It's sad.
A lot of the people have been accusing him of lying and stuff like that, and I don't know if it's completely lying. I think it's maybe sugarcoating it to be, or building it up to be this kind of, it has multiplayer elements when really it doesn't. There was a news story today that the sticker, there's a sticker over the kind of Peggy rating on the back of the retail box now because it doesn't actually have multiplayer, and I was like, really? I was like, that's weird. I mean, that's complete oversight entirely, and I think it's strange. It would be good with multiplayer because I'd like to meet up with someone on a planet.
That make it more sense of magic. You can find people. It'd be like Journey when you find people and stuff like that. And it just knowing that isn't a possibility, it kind of ruined the magic for me. And I said the first hour was magical, and I guess I'll always have that.
Yeah,
but. Nah, it's going. It's pure going. I just can't deal with it.
I'm having to rationalise for myself a little bit here because I've been thinking to myself, everyone's sharing these fantastic screenshots and they've been doing all these things. They're saying they've been having a great time with it. Then I remember that I have a big problem with directionless sandbox games, and that's what this is.
I think I have as well.
If I have to make my own objective, I can't do it.
Yeah,
I do not have the drive for it.
I think
with
I'm like
18 quintillion planets, I would have to have a lot of bloody drive to get anywhere.
Yeah, I think I'm like that. It just all seems pointless, and Yeah, I think I've got a similar problem. So yeah, part of maybe I'm not enjoying it as much as someone who has their own, has a strong imagination and can write their own stories. But it's I just find it so weird how there is these alien lives, they talking gobbledygook, and then it's just I just don't feel like you're getting anything. Like you find these knowledge stones, you learn a word in a language, like fucking smashing. Cheers, lad. I'll be fluent in about 16 million light years.
See, I enjoy learning the language and stuff like that because like the galaxies that I've been in, it's like the Gek race, and I'm like totally tight with them. Like we're partners. Right. That's what it says. Like current standing partners, and like they give you if I ask for anything, they'll give me it because we're actual so sound. But like I've learned a lot of their language. I've learned like 70 words or something, and you can like begin to decipher what they are saying.
Okay,
that's kind of
cool.
interesting.
I didn't
like because like obviously the vocabulary is quite limited, so it's not like they're like speaking fluent. Like they've got every word that we use, but it is kind of interesting when you can begin to understand.
So if you learn a word when they speak, does it come up on your translator, written in English? If you get me?
Yeah.
That is pretty cool. So I didn't know.
They have words like sales geek. That's like someone who sells you things. Okay. And if they're like a sales geek, they'll introduce themselves as one. Whereas previously, if they said that word in their own language, you wouldn't be able to understand it. So it does make it a bit. If you feel kind of like you're getting on their level.
Okay, that's
a
lot cooler than I thought it was. Guys thought it was just gobbledygook and pointless. That's a lot cooler than I thought it was. But
it does sound a little bit like learning the Al Bhed language from Final Fantasy X.
I'd never played Final Fantasy, so I wouldn't be able to relate in the slightest.
You're just a wee babe, ain't you?
Indeed I am. But yeah, it's just so weird to me, man. I just feel like, and I don't know if it's call it whatever you is, but when you're flying into the planets, or flying over the planets, and everything's just dissolving in, it looks shit.
Yeah, there's a big problem with that. Like, it really ruins the immersion because like when you're coming into a planet, like when you can see like the atmosphere, like you're going through the atmosphere, and then you just see everything kind of like forming. Mm-hmm. It's strange, and like obviously it's procedurally generated, and these kind of things maybe should be expected, but it does really just like make you realise that this is like a virtual world.
I'm not a developer. It's not my job to fucking realise what's happening. It looks like shit. Like, I can have sympathy for him because that's what it's meant to be, but I don't care what it's meant to be. It looks shite, and it just does drag you right out of it. It's so
as an achievement. Like I do agree that it's a total like technical marvel. Like it's absolutely unbelievable how they can manage all that. But when it comes to like I don't know, I just back to the social thing. Like I don't care if it was my friend or anything. If it was like a stranger, if I just bumped into someone and saw a stranger, it would just be like Journey, as you said. I think it would make the experience a lot more like magical. You're like, wow, I've bumped into someone here.
I think it'd be much better if the planets were smaller, so you could get around them easier.
It's like I didn't realise how big they were until like when you're like, it looks like you're close to something. It's like it says something's like 5 seconds away, but then when you land, it goes to like 6 minutes. Day, and you're like, a day is maybe an exaggeration, but you're just like, holy fuck, like it's absolutely enormous.
Like, you can't sprint through it, just so it takes long to get there. You've got to manage everything, so you jetpack and everything like that, and you run out of energy all the time. It's just micromanagement on a galactic scale, and I feel like it'd be a lot better if there wasn't any bases on planets, but there was like old, like them monolith things, like old alien technology and the knowledge stone. I think that'd add a lot more like mystery to it, and then you can meet them in space on space stations and stuff. I don't know. I feel like but what's his name? At British Gaming, I can't remember his bloody name at this current moment in time though. Mark Brown, he summed it up best for me. He's like, I'd rather have 10 planets that were all specifically designed with lots of stuff to do, actual cities and stuff, rather than 18 quadrillion planets that are all a different slightly shade of, green or yellow or blue. And just it's a weird one. Are you thinking of getting it, Nick, or have we weirded you off?
No, I've been in this place where I was considering whether I should get it or not for quite a while, and considering the cost and the fact that I probably won't play it. I mean, let me put it this way: I've still got Witcher 3.
Oh, mate, play it. Best game in the world.
I spent 70 odd quid on it to make sure I got the expansions as well, and I've probably put in 3, maybe 4 hours.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've literally just done the first Wild Hunt boss fight, and I've got to the keep in the next area, and that's it.
Don't get me started on Witcher 3. We'll be here.
I won't. I know it's a mistake bringing it up, but I felt I had to say what I have a problem with giant open worlds and giant open universe. I'd be fucking screwed.
Yeah, but with Witcher 3, there's direction, there's a story, there's actual points to do things, there's actual quests, whereas in No Man's Sky it's just...
It's like a built-up world, like there's towns and villages. Like I think if it like kind of reminds me of Spore a little bit. Don't know if any of you have played Spore. I loved it. I thought it was great, but because you can go on planets and there are little like kind of like villages of people, and like even if it's like the alien race, like it's a little bit built up. But everywhere you go, it's just rocks and trees and like weird plants, and then occasionally you'll come across like a base which doesn't look. It looks completely out of place
as one
because
person.
It is, yeah, and it's one person. And I think if there was like little villages or even like just, I'm talking like hamlets. I'm talking like a few like houses or like settlements, or whatever. That would be cool. But because it's all like these kind of colonies, it doesn't really feel very indigenous. No. I wish there was more like an indigenous side to it, but it's all a wee bit technical.
There's not, I think it's fun. There's loads of beings, but there's no life. There's no culture really. There's just things that have been put there, and I was really excited for it. To be honest with you, I'd like really hyped when it first announced. Obviously, then I just went radio silence on it. I just didn't want to see anything about it, and then leading up to it, I was really excited. I wrote an article about how I just really want to explore the stars, but it's just not a lot of effort for the little reward, little progress, and not actually feeling like you're doing anything. I think that's the thing I need most in the games. Really. I feel like my time needs to be well spent.
Like well spent,
and if
I can totally get that.
And if I've just spent fucking 2 hours and whatever I've got to the next planet, great. They only equate 18 fucking billion to go.
Have you played survival games in general?
No, I don't know. I like the idea of them though. Like I really want to play. What's it called? The Flame in the Flood. I've played a bit of the Long Dark. I really like that.
Oh, Long Dark's good. I wish it was on PS4.
So do I so much. I've played Minecraft a bit with my pals. That's a lot more fun because it's just more. I don't know. It's like it looks shitter, but there's just more. I think there's more discovery in Minecraft. I think when you go and find a village, or you go in and find like a catacomb and stuff. There's more discovery in Minecraft when there's actually like proper objects that seem like they've been there for ages and haven't just been stuck there like a fucking base has. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's such a weird thing, man.
I think No Man's Sky has been kind of put forward as this deep kind of. I think deep probably the only word I can think of, but this deep kind of exploration game, and then like that's what I was really into because like I don't mind this. Like I'm never going to go to obviously the 18 quintillion planets, but the thought of like having all that prospect, it kind of scared me. Like when I was playing it first, I was kind of freaked out walking about the first planet because like when you look up, you see the other planets and you're like, fuck's sake, you realise how big it is, and you get like a bit agoraphobic because you're like, fuck, there's so much room and so much like so many things to do, but. When you actually get into it, you see the NPCs, they don't do anything, they just stand there, look at like a tablet or whatever. The animals just walk about, they do nothing.
Yeah, they don't
like
even
some of them attack you.
They don't even, like, there's no...
Yeah, like behaviour, there's no behaviour on them at all.
There's no, like, life cycles or, what's the word I'm looking for?
I mean, you see the little baby ones, like the little tiny ones, but it's kind of pointless. It's just basically like a shrunk down version of the other ones.
Just goofy animals shut out by a fucking algorithm.
Computer.
It's just.
I do think a lot of the problems that people have at the moment were generated by their own hype for a product they didn't really know anything about.
Definitely.
Because all this time they've shown us probably the same things over and over again. Not really giving us any information. And people have hyped it up themselves, thinking, "Oh, we can do this, we can do something, we can do this." They've never actually been told any of this. They've made all these assumptions, and when it's come out, it's done nothing that they expected, and as a result, they're all disappointed. Yeah. You can understand that, but on the other hand, you were never told you were going to get that in the first place.
Yeah, I agree as well. Like I know I'm criticising it, but like I do agree. I regularly fall victim to the hype train.
Yeah.
It's like top victim, I swear. But I just was like. I realised that I really should have done more research, and I kind of went radio silent as well. Like I was like, don't want to know anything about it. I just want to get it and go in. But then when you realise you're just kind of like, it's not really shallow, but it's a lot shallower than you expect it to be.
It's not, it's the famous line that it's the ocean, it's the vast as an ocean, but shallow as a fucking paddling pool. There's just it's not a lot.
It doesn't matter how many planets there are.
With crashes and stuff as well.
Oh yeah, I've had loads of problems. There was one bug, I remember I wrote a news post about it. I don't know if it's been fixed or anything.
This is funny.
But basically, when I had to pre-order ship, like a pre-order bonus ship, and you can redeem it like as soon as you land. So you can as soon as you're on the first planet, you can redeem it So I didn't redeem it. I kind of went through the tutorial a bit just to try and get used to it. And it turns out people were redeeming it really early, and if you don't get the blueprint for the hyperdrive, which takes you to other solar systems, you can't actually get it at all. So you're stuck in the solar system that you started in, and a lot of people have been finding problems with that. So they can't go anywhere. They're stuck on a planet, can't do anything, and it's kind of like been a big issue. And there's my game crashes a lot. Like there was another bug when I was flying out of a planet. I had loads. I had just found the final animal. I've been hunting for this fucking animal for ages to try and complete my wee record of the species. Uploaded it, all that. I was a millionaire. I was like, yes, loaded, ready to go and hit the space bar, and that couldn't. Straight up, and there was like a pattern how those pirates come. They attacked me, and I was like, right, fuck this. I'm just going to try and boost away. Obviously, you can't use your hyper boost when you're being attacked, so I tried to just fly away, and I flew away far enough that they were flying away as well. They were like, fuck him, he's useless. So the game didn't register that they were flying away and I was flying away for them, and the battle had ended. So they were like light years away from me, but I could still target them. And obviously you can't like boost away when you're in a battle, so I couldn't go anywhere, and I was like miles from the nearest planet or space station. So I had to restart the game, and I lost all my fucking progress. And I was like, you know what? And I was like, that was it. I was done for the night.
If that
I
shit
went back on
happens to
Overwatch.
me, if like my saves get wiped for something, I'm like, right, see you later. I need to leave you alone for a bit because I'm going to get annoyed at you, even though I like you.
Yeah.
That happened to me in, I was playing the Banner Saga, and so I got to a bit, like the last battle, and I picked a character to do this thing, which meant I had to put her in the final boss battle. And I hadn't played with this character, I hadn't battled with this character at all during the game, so she was like level 1, and I was fighting like a massive boss, so she was just getting rinsed. She was dying straight away. It's like, fuck, I've not done well here. So I had to then like load back, and I had to load back like the grind before this boss battle. I was like, alright, I need to leave you for a couple of days. Came back 2 days later, did a couple of days, and then I had a bug where the fucking talking screen wouldn't go off in the battle. So I'm like, for fuck's sake, so I've not played it yet, and it's annoying because I need to go and finish it.
There is nothing worse in a game than losing progress, because it's the thought of like going back and just doing the exact same thing. And for how long I tried to find this fucking animal, I was like, you know what? But I actually went back on the next day, found the animal miraculously. It just walked in front of me as soon as I spawned, and I was like, you fucking dancer, and I got it. But there's nothing worse, and it crashes a lot. Like I was trying to hyperdrive away to a new solar system, and it just went fatal error, and I was like, great. But it needs to kind of, it feels like a bit early access, that's all.
Yeah, that's why I oh man, I forgot what to say. Well, I've not had any crashes actually. I'm alright on that front. I don't know if I've played it enough to get crashes, but yeah, it seems like an early access game, but they've had it out for so long that they need to get it out and they need to make money, you know, which I understand. But it's a shame because I feel like it'd be so much better on PC when the modders get on it. They'll sort it out.
Oh yeah,
they'll have
it'll be like a different game.
Just make it Star Wars, like a month. And we're all happy. Right, sweet. We're all
Death
good.
Stars.
One thing though, right? If I take this back into game and say, can I just get a refund no matter what, or do I have to say it don't work?
No, you have to say it doesn't work.
Right, it keeps crashing on me. Can I have my money back? And they'll be like, yeah.
No, I wouldn't say it's crashing because that's not their fault. I would say like the disc doesn't work. Not that we're trying to scam anyone out of money here, but like I do returns. Like I work at customer service, and if someone come back with a game, like we're not allowed to return unopened games unless they're faulty.
Okay.
So, because it means like someone could have took it, pirated it, and gave it back and said like, but if you say it's faulty, it should be fine.
Just to say, don't work, can I have my money back?
Because otherwise you just have to trade it in and get.
I know, that's a nice. Right, I've not spent any money on it because I looked out right.
Oh, you traded it in.
The game in my local game, a CEX is open across the road from it, so they're up in the ante on trade-ins. Right, so that's
good. That's a good thing.
Tell you about it. So I went in with PES 16, Star Wars Battlefront, The Division, and Dying Light normal bog standard copy because I have the DLC one. We need to play Dying Light again sometime, quick, by the way.
I know, actually, Throwback Thursday will go back soon.
And I traded it in, I got £54 for those 4 games.
Fuck's sake, that's actually not bad.
It's mad, isn't it? Because I was buying No Man's Sky, so I had a 20% bonus on every trade-in, and then they would beat in whatever you could get at CX for it by £1. So like for PES, they were trading in for like 14 quid or whatever, and then I had the bonus and I got loads of money for it, so I'm like, what the fuck? So I was like buzzing. So hopefully they don't take that into consideration when I try and
No, I don't know. I don't know if they will.
If not, I might say get another game, so I'll just get Doom and then walk away.
You could actually get Doom. Are we kind of cheap now?
I'm hoping not. We'll have to see. I'm trying to trade a phone in to CEX as well, and fuck me. That's an arse-ache. But hey, well, we'll get there eventually. Do you have anything else to add on No Man's Sky, anyone? Or shall we move on to stuff we've been enjoying playing?
No, consensus is I'll keep it for a while and see how I get on. Actually, I'm kind of enjoying it. I will play it after the podcast. Actually, I might play Overwatch instead.
I feel Overwatch, It's been a while.
Overwatch is still Game of the Year. Mm-hmm. That's my consensus.
Any thoughts, Nick?
I haven't put anything more than 5 minutes into Overwatch when I realised that I couldn't play it.
Oh, Nick, get on it. It's just it's practice makes perfect, Hen. So don't worry.
No, but it's having time to learn something, and I don't have.
Oh, we'll all be there.
So, aside from your 5 minutes in Overwatch, you've been playing I Am Setsuna, Nick, or have played. Tell me about it, because I like the look of this, but I don't know why, and I've never actually seen anything about it. So, what is it?
I Am Setsuna. It's scratched. I mean, Adam said the same thing as well. It's scratched an itch that we've had for quite a long time. All these Japanese JR role-playing game makers, they've been slowly but surely moving away to more Western styles, as we've seen. Final Fantasy 15, for instance, is beginning to look like it's going to be Square's take on Dragon Age, because of the way you just hold a button to attack and you press another button to alternate your attack with a special move or something like that. What I Am Setsuna does, it goes back to a time when things were simpler and you didn't have all these action RPG elements within a turn-based system. It looks sweet and lovely, and it's just nice and slow paced. You can take your time, and you can pick your moves. And I really wish I could wax lyrical about it more, but all of a sudden my brain just goes blank.
Is that good?
I mean, my only big problem with it was the fact that it's just so snowy all the time. Everything's white, and you're walking around and the scenery hasn't really changed. That's snowy, it's a bit snowed over there. Oh, it's a bit more snow. You carve trenches through it and it all fills back in afterwards. The trees rustle as the snow drops from the leaves, and then it builds up again and it all falls down again. It's really quite lovely the way the whole thing is put together. But it does have its issues with a considerable... Well, one boss caused me like 2 nights worth of headaches. Well, because the difficulty just spiked right up, and he attacked relentlessly. For every one of my attacks, he was attacking twice, and he was capable of knocking someone out on each individual attack. So I had to go away and grind for hours,
I hate that.
nights to do that, to get past it, and it wound me right up. I got there in the end, but I don't really want to talk badly about it because it's such a lovely game. It really is truly wonderful, and it took me back to a time. It's not as good as Final Fantasy 9, but it took me back to a time when I was playing games like that and I was really loving them.
Okay. How long is it?
I wouldn't like to say, because you can put in God knows how much more time you want to put into side quests. Because once I unlocked the ability to move around the map in the customary airship that you get on every single one of these games, you can find all these other little areas where you can go in. And there's one that I found is a boss rush mode. You go to each individual platform and it takes you through the bosses you fought throughout the entire story. There's other ones that got extra challenges, and there's one point where you got to get a boat to take on another boss as well. And all these extra little bits can add so much extra time to it.
So, main story, main plot, start to finish, how many hours? Main storyline, shall we say? With a couple of side quests in. How long did it take you to complete it, shall we say? Because is it like a massive sprawling like Persona 4 80-hour JRPG, or is it a bit more short?
It's not that long. It's a bit more streamlined. It's around about the 30-hour mark.
Interesting. So which
is not bad, to be quite honest.
That's great.
I prefer my games to be a little bit shorter. I mean, as Final Fantasy's gone on, the game just got longer and longer. And when you're getting older and you've got to take family life into consideration, you lose all that spare time. It all just disappears.
How would someone like myself who hasn't played these old JRPGs, or any really for that matter, would I like it?
Potentially, yeah.
It's hard to say if I don't know if I like them or not. But
your best bet really is to actually buy an older game and see if you like that first. I mean, Final Fantasy IX's available on Steam at the moment. That's considerably cheaper. Get that, try that. If that's your sort of thing, then try I Am Setsuna as well.
Okay.
It's always a good idea to start off with something cheaper and older to see if you like that sort of thing first.
Mm-hmm. What is the story in I Am Setsuna? The premise.
Strangely enough, you meet a girl and she says to you, "I am Setsuna," amazingly.
Oh.
And you were sent there to kill her, and then all of a sudden you've changed your mind, and now you're going with her on this great big long journey for her to sacrifice herself. So
seems a bit long-winded. Just
so
shoot her.
you're going to accomplish your contract through the fact that she's got to kill herself anyway.
That sounds quite interesting, actually. I like the sound of that.
Sounds like a win-win to me.
But,
I'm interested. I might pick it up.
She just joins a long list of women in games who have to kill themselves for a greater good. But I'm not going to go too far down that road.
Yeah, let's not go down that sinkhole today, because don't worry, we've got more things I'm disappointed with to come. Greg, what have you been playing aside from the No Man's Sky? Nacunt Sky? Nacunt Shite?
Everybody's got in the Rapture. I played that. Mm-hmm. Oh my god. I was going to say the tears, but I actually didn't cry.
Speaking
but I nearly
of walking
did.
slowly.
Exactly. I actually ran everywhere. I was like, I can't deal with how fucking slow it is. I know it's nice to look at, and it was a smashing game. It was so beautiful, and the way they construct it, it's like I've been to the Dales, and it doesn't sound like it, but like I have been there. But and it's the way it's constructed, the way it looks. It's just like, fuck's sake, this is like England. This is like the Yorkshire Dales. Mm-hmm. It's really weird.
Proper Tory England, isn't it?
It is I don't know if it's it kind of is. Like the way how racist some of them are. Exactly. Yeah, it's definitely Tory England.
Hashtag Brexit.
The voice acting is immaculate. Like the way the story is put out through these voices, and like you don't see anything. Like sometimes you see like a bloody tissue or something on the floor next to like the kind of spectre thing, and that is like the way the voices put through that story is unbelievable. Like you just get chills thinking about it, like going into a house, seeing or you see the wee orb thing floating about, which actually got stuck in my game at one point and had to reboot. It was like stuck in a bush, and it was trying so hard to get out of this bush. Couldn't do it.
Say bush again.
Bush.
The mighty bush.
It was just spectacular, and I love the kind of the subtle, like, make what you will of it at the end, because I've spoke to a few people who've played it, and they all had really different interpretations about it, like about what the light was and what it represented and stuff like that. I won't go too far into that because I don't want to spoil it. Mm-hmm. It was cheap on PSN, so if it's still cheap, pick it up. I probably should have paid full price for it because I feel like it was a completely worthwhile experience.
Wow.
The soundtrack is miraculous. I have the CD in my car of the soundtrack, and I look like a right fucking nun like driving to my work.
Jessica Cohen did a fantastic job with the soundtrack.
It was. It is one of the best game soundtracks I have ever heard, and I don't listen to music like that. Like I listen to Marilyn Manson, but fuck me, see just driving along with the Rapture soundtrack on, it's so peaceful, serene, and I'm like, I go into my work and I'm ready to face any cunt because I'm so calm inside. I'm so peaceful. It's just it was such an achievement. It was absolutely fantastic.
For the sake of balance.
Sorry.
No, after you, Nick.
Did you get chills every single time you heard the noise of that orb that floats around? That thing used to freak me out all the time.
It kind of I didn't get chills thinking about it, but when you heard the radio, like when I heard the number sequence, like I repeated that for days afterwards. Like I would just like say random numbers out loud, and I was like, "What the fuck are you saying?" And I'm like,
well, if you want that experience more often, you can always get the theme that's on PSN, and then that just keeps doing that number sequence over and over again.
I actually think I've seen the theme. I might buy it. I have the No Man's Sky theme, but it was a fucking rip off. So I'm looking for a new one. I'm on the market for a new one. It was just absolutely like I just like thinking about it. I just want to like cry because I wish I could play it all again, and like the kind of the subtle hints about what it was and like the way I interpreted it. It just was so. Honestly I can't praise it enough. I would have given it a 10 out of 10 if I was reviewing it.
For the sake of balance,
yes,
I thought not whatever it's called. Welcome to the Rapture. Everybody's gone to the Rapture. Was a bit boring and shite.
See, you're just boring as shite, I'm afraid.
Right. Soundtrack,
some bits a little bit dragged on. Like some of them were just like I didn't really like. It was just a bit thingy, and like, the walking pace really did piss me off. Mm-hmm. So I maybe would have gave it a 9, but No, I thought it was great. Like I was really invested in it, and it was a game. Strangely, I didn't think I'd ever play, but I always wanted to go back to it. Like when I was sitting, like doing whatever, I was like at work or writing whatever. I was like, I was just playing Rapture.
Soundtrack amazing, looks beautiful. It nails that aesthetic absolutely perfectly. But I just felt like I was in like a museum tour with headphones on, and I'd walk around, and then I'd get to a particularly interesting point, and then somebody would talk to me about it. Obviously, that'd be the people dialogue, and I just felt like a passenger, not involved. And
now, this is very odd, considering this is coming from someone who rated Gone Home so highly.
Exactly, it's mad, isn't it? But I felt, and I thought the very same myself, because I do like these games. Because like I said, 10 out of 10 Gone Home. I think it's amazing. I think the thing is, Gone Home's shorter by a great deal. You can walk fast in Gone Home. I think the atmosphere is better in Gone Home, because Gone Home doesn't rely on like I can't remember the word. It doesn't rely on music or like soundtrack music. It relies on ambient sounds, the storm outside, the white noise of a telly, the weather warnings, the weird light flickers. Gone Home, and I felt Gone Home. I was a character. I was Sarah, or whatever it is, walking into this house. I was invested in her. I was invested in her finding out what happened to her family. Whereas in this story, I felt like a tourist who wandered up and was just. Because I get maybe it was the unrealistic things of the orb and flashbacks, whatever it was.
Yeah,
maybe I'd have liked it better if I found notes and could read the notes.
Yeah, I do agree. It was the one thing I did find kind of strange. It wasn't a bad thing. What maybe it was actually. I don't know. I need to think about that later, process it. But the way how not everything is interactive. There's hardly anything you can interact with.
Exactly. Whereas in Gone Home, you can pick everything up.
Yeah.
Even if it means nothing. And you just,
it's
tactile.
Really just kind of playing that way. Like, all you are doing is walking. The only thing you can open is, like, gates and doors. Apart from that, there's really nothing to pick up. Exactly. Nothing to, like, kind of touch or use. Like, I was going to say in, like, in a puzzle way. Obviously, it's not a puzzle game. But even, like, putting two things together to make something, or I don't know. Like, I feel like it didn't need that. It maybe would have made it feel a wee bit more like a game.
Yeah, it's not even that it's not a game to me. It's just that I don't feel connected to it. Whereas in Gone Home and Firewatch, even things like that, you're immediately connected.
Oh, I love that game.
Exactly, your characters, you're immediately connected to this world and you're emotionally involved. Whereas in this, I just didn't feel any connection to what was going on, and I just didn't take interest in it. I didn't finish it in the end. Maybe I'll go back to it sometime just to have a nice leisurely stroll through that village again, but I don't know if I ever will. I don't know.
The ending is very nice. Like, it's very ambiguous, and you can just interpret it as you please. And okay. I would encourage going to the end because it does explain a lot, right. And you feel kind of like you've kind of got the experience when you get to the end. Because otherwise, like, for a bit, I felt like I don't know what the fuck this is leading up to. I was really confused. But then the time you get through to the end and see all the kind of things you see, it's like. It comes full circle, kind of, and the experience is complete, almost.
Well, I'll tell you what I have been going back to recently. I went back to the first game I ever completed, Ape Escape 2. It was released as like a PlayStation 2 classic for like £6 with like 25% off, and I was buzzing. I picked that straight up. And then when I first got it, it was Christmas Day, like 2004 or 5 or something. And so I got a PlayStation 2. With it was PGA Golf, FIFA, and Ape Escape 2, and I cried because it was clear that my dad had got this as my present, but I got it for him because I didn't like golf, I didn't like football back then, and when I tried playing this Ape Escape 2, I could not play it. It was so weird controls, because jump is the triggers, and then you use the right analog stick to move your weapon, and then the face buttons are selecting your gadget. It was very strange.
Sounds a bit like Jumping Flash. That's probably something you might remember as well.
Never heard of it in the absolute. Never.
Not near that.
No, you played a giant robot rabbit, and you jumped from platform to platform on that. But that was jumping via the triggers as well, I believe.
Yeah, it was strange. But this Ape Escape 2 is basically monkeys have escaped. You have to go and get with a net and a club and some other gadgets. You have to just go on and catch them. And it's just pleasure. It's just nice, enjoyable. Fun. It's like it goes back to a time when games there's no like hidden like secrets or agendas or emotional stories or fucking meanings. It's just a game.
18 quintillion planets to discover.
Yeah, just a game, just fun, short, fun.
I've seen every cunt in my friends list playing it. Like, honestly, I go on, I'm like, who's playing Overwatch, who's playing whatever, and it's like Ape Escape 2.
Get away! No
planet.
way is everyone playing Ape Escape 2.
Legit, like
Wow.
everyone I know. I was talking to like many people I spoke to. They were like, "Oh my, have you seen Ape Escapes on the PlayStation Store?" I was like, "What? What the fuck is that?"
Have you never played it?
Why is no? I've never played it. And I was like, "Why is
It's
everyone
so
talking
good.
about it?" No, the game I'm gunning for on PlayStation. I can't remember if it's PS1 or PS2, but it's Bugs Bunny and Taz Time Busters. Oh my god, iconic! I would play that over and over again until I was like bleeding. Like I swear, it is so good.
Oh man, yeah.
So how does Ape Escape
iconic.
look with the PS4 upgrade?
Well, I wouldn't say it's an upgrade, but it looks as I remember it looking, which is interesting because usually you remember it better than it is, and you go back and it looks shit. It looks fine. There's some camera issues because like you control the camera using the arrow buttons, and it's weird, and the camera's not very good, and you can often get like lost and you can't find where the monkeys are and stuff like that. But it looks fine because I think it was like a cartoony style. So
Yeah,
the environment
it wasn't like hyper realistic.
No, absolutely not. So the environment still hold up. There's some interesting areas. Like it's a game about fucking sentient monkeys that are just chilling and playing knights and shit. There's no like limit to the imagination there. So there's like a haunted castle one. There's a ninja hideout. There's like a fucking bull ring. And I've got to the point now where I can't remember anymore. So I've got to the bit. Like I've recently went back with PS2 and played it like a couple of years ago, so I know a few bits. I've exhausted my memory, so I'm looking forward to going into it now and like seeing what I don't remember. Apart from there's one mission I remember where it's like a tree house. I always remember this monkey drying its arse with a towel, like in a funny way, and that's always stuck with me for some reason. It's quite strange.
The PS2 classics give such nostalgia. I think
Yeah,
there was
do.
one. What did I buy? I bought Vice City.
Well, I
and
bought
holy
Bully.
fuck, like. Oh, I was going to buy it. I've never played Bully before,
do it,
and
it's
I was
so
going to buy it, and I was going to buy Manhunt as well, which I've never played. I've never played Bully or Manhunt.
I was
But,
interested in Manhunt
like,
because I never played that either. Yeah.
I think just because like I remember all the kind of controversy around it, how violent it was, and it was causing these kids to kill people and all that, and I just love shit like that. I go crazy for like not conspiracies, but like just over the top media bullshit.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's great.
But the PS2 classics, I think, like, what do you think of them in general? Like now they've been about for a bit, like. What's the kind of verdict?
I think it's good, mate. I think it's not. No, it's just nice to have games running on a good controller on a full nice telly. You can play the ones you want. You know, it's not that expensive, really. I say I got Bully straight away. Really love Bully. Need to go back and finish that. I'm really loving Ape Escape 2. It's good. The better for my money. What do you reckon, Nick? Is there any you've played or want to play?
Well, there's nothing. I mean, I'm going around in circles here. I have got Final Fantasy X and Final Fantasy X 2, but that's a different thing. Kettle of Fish altogether. It's actual remaster. And I played Metal Gear Solid 3 when they re-released that. But realistically, I mean, if things were going to get re-released from PS2 games, I'd like them to do Ico.
Yeah, I want Shadow of the
Ico
Colossus
would be nice
to come back because
I would like those.
I want to play them because everyone goes on about them.
Ico is a stone cold classic as far as I'm concerned. Everyone moans that the boy doesn't control well. Well, he's just a boy. He's not really supposed to be this person who moves fantastically. He's not a fighter. When he picks up a big boulder or a bomb or something, he sort of waddles as anyone would if they're carrying something really heavy in front of them.
Yeah.
Everything that he does is what you would expect someone in his position to do, and people moan because it's not gamey enough, and it's like, well, that's not what it's supposed to be. It's not that sort of thing.
It does sound really charming. I've not played it. I've seen lots of videos though, and I would like to play it.
Yeah,
I know it's on PlayStation Now. I think maybe is that for PS3? I don't know. I know it is out. The game I'm looking for is Tomb Raider: Angel of Darkness on PS2. It is fucking like everyone hates it. It's been like slated as the worst Tomb Raider game ever, but I think like thematically and how kind of dark it is, and it takes a totally different kind of direction because it's like in Paris. It's just like fucking iconic as fuck, and it's amazing. And I should bring that out.
For me,
my mate used to work for Game long time ago, and he worked for them when that was released. Now this story could be bullshit, but this is what he told me. Someone brought it back the next day, said, I've got to a point where I can't actually go any further because I can't get past. So my mates asked him to describe to him what it is that he can't do. And he said, "Oh right, what you're supposed to do is climb up the bookcases and then you jump from bookcase to bookcase to get out." And this guy's went, "Well, I would do that, but there are no bookcases in the room." He's gone, "No, you must be mistaken. You must be doing something wrong." So he loaded the game up there and then, got to the room he's going to, said, "Right, now what you need to do is, you're absolutely right, sir. There are no bookcases in this room. Would you like your money back?"
That's mad, that. Man.
It was very broken
the day
at
before
the time.
patches.
Yeah, exactly. Day before patches. This is when it was gold, but it was really fucking. It was like a golden fucking chocolate coin. It was. I think it was very broken to begin with, and I actually have every version of it. I think I have it on PC. I have it on PS2, Throwback Thursday, and I actually had a DVD game of it as well, which kind of like played it out in cutscenes, and you used the DVD remote to pick what you did. And obviously, I played it, so I fucking aced it. But very broken, but just unreal. Like if they remade that on PS4, it would just be out of this fucking goddamn planet. I swear, it'd be god tier.
And if the PS4, PS2 classics I'd like to see, I want to see Destroy All Humans. So that's
great fun.
Good
shout.
And then just any Spyro game, any Sly Cooper game, any Crash game. If they were PS2, I don't think they were. All the Ratchet and Clanks, all the Jack and Daxter 3 or 2, whatever, the one with the sand buggies. That was sick. I want that. Just all them type of games. And there was a game, I've said this on the podcast before, it was about a blue lizard that could morph into different shapes. I can never remember what it's fucking called.
I know something like that.
I mean, there's a game that's similar to what you were talking about. It's a game called Under the Skin. You played a little blue alien, and you could turn into other people around the environment to
that's cool.
Sort of scare them and things. But
you could do that on in Destroy All Humans as well, to like morph into someone else. Destroy All Humans is so good. That needs a new game. That'd be so good. But
I think there's a new one coming out. I think.
No, there's not.
Hold on, I'll just look it up.
The game I'm on about is called Scalar. It's about this cool blue wizard who can like grind on rails, and he can turn into like a flying monster, a rolling monster, loads of different types of blue monsters, and it's really fun. I enjoy it a lot.
I definitely remember reading something about Destroy All Humans.
Mate, if there's a new one, if there's a new Destroy All Humans game, I will be happy because that game.
Destroy All Humans was made by Pandemic, wasn't it? And who made the Mercenaries games, and they folded, if I recall. I think they might have been working on one, but I think they closed their doors during development.
Oh, man, a modern day Destroy All Humans would be amazing. I'd love it.
Honestly, it would be amazing. I think that'd be absolutely fantastic.
Someone with like really on the nose like pastiche who could just do really funny stuff. Like you could have Donald Trump, and like it turns out that an alien is Donald Trump, and that's why, and he's brainwashing everyone, and that's why he's getting president and stuff like that. Just
that makes sense.
Exactly. It's like it probably makes more sense than you actually getting it, but what are you gonna say? It's just stuff like that, and then Destroy All Humans. What a fucking game! Get that on PS2 thingy, because then I can actually. Because when I was young, I was shit at games. I am shit at games now, but I can actually complete them these days. I want it to come out just so I can finish it and actually experience it all. But wait,
I think a lot of people would quite like Gregory Horror Show to make its way from PS2 to PS4.
No idea what that is.
Never heard of it.
It's based on some Japanese cartoon. All these people staying in a hotel, and you're the only human there, and all of them at some point try to kill you. But you've got to find stuff that makes them happy to stop them from killing you, and it's like a weird horror puzzle game. It's very odd.
It does, yeah.
Look it up. It's probably the sort of thing that would definitely interest Greg. I'm not totally sure about you.
What's it called?
Gregory Horror Show.
Wait, say that again.
Gregory Horror Show.
No, that's not it. Where? Really? That's what it's called?
Gregory.
Yeah. It's made by Capcom.
Wow.
Gregory Horror Show.
Interesting. Nick,
wow.
You've also been playing Tricky Towers. Briefly, if you want. And Greg, you've been playing as well. What is Tricky Towers?
Played like a good 5 minutes.
How is it?
It's basically just like a puzzle game, and it's kind of like a weird Tetris that you're trying to like build. I don't know if you'll agree with that, Nick, because I did describe the person I was playing it as it's kind of weird like Tetris, and they disagreed. But you're basically building like it's like Tetris kits, like style blocks. You're bringing them down. You're like a little wizard guy. You're bringing them down and trying to build like the tallest tower. You can either do like race or like survival. And like you're trying to build this tower and keep it up. It's kind of like Jenga as well, and you can like knock the other person's tower down, and you're trying to get to this like the finish line is at the top of the screen, and you're trying to get up there. And it's weird. It's like it's a quintessential PS Plus game that you play it for like 5 minutes and never play again. But it was weird because I never usually play PS Plus games, but I was forced to download it. And it actually was okay. Like it was decent.
It's a reverse Tetris, really. Each block has got its own individual physics. So if you land something in the middle, it will stay absolutely flat. If you hit it so it's slightly leaning, it will lean to one side. If it leans too much, it will topple off, and then you can lose a life. And certain points in it, I really struggled, and those little bastard wizards who are against you, they're little giggly laughs that sound like the worms from Team 17 games. Those fucking laughs were haunting me day after day because I couldn't get past it. Because some of the things that they do in the single player mode, they are excruciatingly unfair. Like there's one that makes your blocks drop a lot faster, and then you'll get to a certain point, then all of a sudden the blocks will start coming down really fast. And later on, it happens once, then as soon as it's finished, he does it again, and it screwed me up. And I just thought, fuck this, I went on to the next level. And the other level, you've got to put all the blocks down so they fit underneath a line. And if you don't get that right, then that all screws up as well. And they do the same things there. They make some of the blocks bigger. And
sounds like you've got PTSD, Nick.
I sit in a corner and cry myself to sleep sometimes. It broke me. It really did. I like a good puzzle game. I've got their iOS version on my iPad, and I quite like it. But I don't think it works on a home console. I just don't.
It was just like I played it, and it's not something I would pay money for. Like, no offense, like I'm not dissing the game. It's not something I would like go out and actually spend. How much was it? Do you know? It's like 15 quid or something. Or
I have no idea.
That's about how much. I don't know. I can't remember how much it was. But we all got it free, so I don't really care. Fucking care how much it was. But I wouldn't actually pay money for it. It was one of those games I would get free, and I would never buy it.
This month has been the first month I haven't even bothered downloading the free games because they sound and look shite.
Yeah, tragic.
Yeah, it's quite
like not like the games probably aren't shite. Like I never play the indie games you get with PS Plus because, like, my boyfriend does. He goes nuts for them. He's like, they're so good. You need to play them.
I try
like,
loads. I try nearly every one, but this time, no.
The Galaxy game's supposed to be quite good, but I haven't touched it.
I'm not going in space again. Fuck space.
Aye,
Stay
Dan's
on
taking a break.
Stay on Earth, man.
The only PS Plus game I've really put any time into was Rocket League.
Oh yeah, that was classic. It was
League.
Such a good idea to put that in PS Plus. I think.
Oh shit!
I think it would have sold anyway though.
Yeah, it probably would have. But it just got the boost and it became massive. Pissed me off Rocket League some shit at it, so I just never played it.
Oh, I'm really bad at it as well.
We're gonna transition from games because
I'm
not satisfied with talking about a game I'm not particularly happy with. I'm going to talk about a film that I think is fucking diabolically bad, disastrously bad, fucking hilariously bad. Suicide Squad. Literally
that bad, really?
Made me want to commit suicide, man. Right, where do you even begin with Suicide
Get leathered in.
Squad? Well, the people who edit the trailers for Suicide Squad are fucking astounding. Shall we just put it that way? Well, apparently not, because they're apparently the ones who edited the film, and they edited. This is probably the worst edited film I've ever seen. It looks like it's edited by a student. No disrespect to students. The dialogue is fucking atrocious. It's probably one of the most sexist like superhero films I've seen since Marvel started the thing, and probably one of the most sexist films I've seen in a while. Like, because I don't watch the obviously sexist shit. I was astounded by some of the dialogue. Like, there was literally one moment when...
Why did you hit her? She had a mouth.
There was one moment when it's clear that the enemy is being possessed, and that's why the enemy is a bad guy. And Will Smith's character literally says, go and smack your girl's ass or something. Like, she needs to be disciplined or some shit like that. And I was like, wow, that is bad, that. And that's, like, washed over every other little bit of bad dialogue. The Joker is fucking atrocious.
I heard he's in it for like 5 minutes.
It's about 15 minutes, and it's difficult to judge off that space time. But man, he is just repulsive. He's not even funny. Like, as all Jokers are, they are funny. They're scary, but they are funny as well. That's why they're a clown. And this guy, he's just a fucking weird paedophile gangster with fucking pale skin and green hair. He's not the Joker. And Leto, I like Leto. I thought he was amazing in Dallas Buyers Club, but fuck me, you can just tell he's one of those wanks who wears like a Chris Jericho scarf and goes, well, I really put myself into the role. I He
did,
and then he
as
fucking
I
sent
read...
a dead pig to Will Smith or something. The fucking
yeah,
weirdo.
That's what I was going to say.
Oh man, it's just plethora of issues, man. The plot makes no sense. So they introduce everyone in 30 minutes. It was like Borderlands. Like they'd say it's this character, and then have loads and loads of text that was on the screen for a point of a second, and it'd go like, oh, cheers lads, didn't want to read that. I literally didn't, so thanks. And it's like, then there's one character, I bet, guess which character gets his head blown off in the first 5 minutes. I bet you can guess if you've seen any of the trailers or seen the picture.
I don't know, Killer Croc? I don't know.
It's the guy, and it's probably indicative, the guy called Slipknot. I don't care if it's spoilers, fuck off. Slipknot, he literally doesn't get an intro. He turns up in a car when everyone else turns up, like, in chains. He turns up in a car, not even handcuffed, and as soon as he gets out of the car, he punches someone. He's like, what is going on? And then his superpower is he can climb things. He literally shoots Batman's rappel gun, goes up a building, and then gets his fucking head blown off.
For fuck's sake, that's a shame. Good guy.
Stupid. Then no one else dies throughout the whole film. It's so shit, man. Apart from, do you care about Suicide Squad spoilers? Okay, I'll go all full tilt.
My sisters really try to push me to go and see it, and I'm like, no, just see it, and I go, fuck.
Nick?
I couldn't give a shit.
Right,
Suicide Squad might feel different, but...
Suicide Squad spoilers. If you're asked, fuck off. But if you're not, and you want to hear some laughter, stay with us. Right. So, Amanda Waller. I thought they had Amanda Waller really well. She's this woman who's really tough. She, like, fucking she's an absolute cunt. She gets people to do what she wants. But she wouldn't... Like, I've seen Arrow. I know Amanda Waller. She's a bitch, but she's like... She does things for the good of the country and good for her staff and all that type of stuff. At one point in this film, she just kills everyone in this room for no reason, right? And then she says they didn't have clearance. Why the fuck were they in the room in the first place if they didn't have clearance? And Amanda Waller would not just kill all of her fucking staff. She just wouldn't. She just wouldn't. And the point was, because Rick Flag, who's meant to be this honourable soldier, and like in the text when they were telling like the characteristics of each person, for Rick Flag, they said he goes for a free handicap, because that's what fucking inspires fucking a character to be cool. And he's been going, you to Deadshot, all you're a dickhead, man, you kill people for money, and then he's just like, well, let's do it, and that's why they did it. But it's so stupid, man, so fucking shit. She's not this like middle-aged woman, like stout middle-aged woman, survives a fucking helicopter crash. There's 3 helicopter crashes in this film, and the only people who die are the pilots.
The pilots get a rough time, I see.
Yeah, and there's a moment in this film, right, when Joker steals a helicopter from the army, but none of the army have realised that one of their helicopters has been stolen. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? You must know. If they've stolen it from the sky, it's obviously pretty clear that your fucking helicopter's been stolen. And if they've stolen it from the ground, surely you know that your helicopter's gone missing. Oh, I could go on forever. There's this guy, and it makes no sense. Right. So there's this dude, and he's actually one of my favourite characters in it. It's called El Diablo. He's the fire guy, and he's probably the only guy in the Suicide Squad who could possibly go against the enemy, because he's the only one who actually has superpowers, apart from the man crocodile. The man crocodile, he looks big and bulky. At one point, he takes his shirt off, and he's just an old man. He's like really skinny and like has floppy nipples. And then he gets on the floor and fucking does a weird little spider crawl into the water. It's so weird. And then, oh man, Killer Croc.
Oh Dan, oh god.
Killer Croc, he has the most stereotypical black man voice you've ever heard. He's like, I'm beautiful, honey. Something like that. It's the worst thing you've ever heard, man. It's the shittest writing I've ever seen. What was I on about? I can't remember what I was even fucking discussing. I've gone on so many tangents, I can't remember what bit I was originally complaining about.
You were just getting increasingly hysterical at the thought of all these plots.
So El Diablo, right, he accidentally burns his wife and children to death, right? And as this wife is burning to death, she's dead from fire, but he's got her in his arms, completely unsinged. So unless she's died from fucking carbon dioxide poisoning, it's a fucking strange death. And then he goes into prison. And in this prison, he incinerates a yard full of inmates. But then So he's a pacifist, and it's actually quite an interesting idea that the most powerful one's a pacifist. But he said he becomes a pacifist after he kills his family, but he kills people in the prison, presumably after he killed his family. So it was actually after he killed prisoners that he became a pacifist, not after he killed his family.
It sounds like it has so many holes
Mate,
in it.
honestly, it's more holes than a bit of Swiss fucking cheese, man. Honestly, it's just... So, it's the most stunted, like... Oh, what's the word? Exposition ever. So it's literally... The first half an hour is... Here's all the characters. Here's all the backstories. Writing. Text. Harley Quinn. Deadshot. He's cool. We're going to introduce him punching a fucking punch bag. And there's like this weird security guard for no reason. And then they're in the city because there's been a terrorist attack with dirty bombs, even though there is a stereotypical blue fucking circle in the sky that is in every superhero film. And then they're on this mission that they have to extract someone from a building. It's like you can kill anyone apart from this one person. They finally get up there, and it's the main character. It's built as someone you don't know, and it's just the main character. And it's like, oh, all right, that's good. Honestly, I could go on forever, but I feel like my rant's dying down. But honestly, it's just...
It sounds appalling.
Fuck me, man. I was looking forward to it. Because
I avoided it because of the reviews.
Suicide Squad is a great concept. They had a great cast. But they just absolutely fucked it. It's some of the worst writing I've ever seen. The worst editing. The worst dialogue. The worst plot. It's just fucking boring. Like... I don't like to say I'm better than these creators, but I could legitimately write a better Suicide Squad movie than this.
I believe it.
And
was Harley Quinn any good in it?
Right. Margot Robbie did the best she could do with what she got. I think she's wonderfully realised, but the relationship with the Joker is so well off. It's just shit. Because the Joker is in love with Harley Quinn when he's not meant to be. The Joker is meant to treat her like shit, but he still does treat her like shit, but then he loves her at the same time. It's so weird. And then there's moments where the villain shows the heroes what they really want their life to be or something, like the good things they want. And the thing Harley Quinn wants is to be normal. So she actually wants to be just a normal stay-at-home housewife while Jared Leto goes out to work. But then she wants that, but then she's perfectly happy with going with Joker and stuff. So they try and be like this. They try and make this complex fucking... Like, they try and handle this really mature, complex issue, and they just completely fucking botch it. Like, most of... Like, the only bad thing these villains do all movie is that Harley Quinn nicks a purse, and then that you can just see that was one of the reshoots. Like, she stole a purse. It's like intersected really weird. So it goes from one thing, it goes to Harley Quinn stealing a purse, it goes to another thing, and then the next scene she doesn't even have this purse. It's so fucking stupid, and like you could just tell where the reshots have been. So there's moments where Killer Croc says things, and his mouth doesn't even open. They literally just dubbed voice recording over his image.
That sounds
interesting.
Honestly,
yeah, it does sound interesting. I've never seen that in a film.
But like, there's so many stuff where Margaret, like Quinn, they just have scenes for Harley Quinn just for the point of her to be crazy. She takes the lift when everyone else is going in to be tactile and slow and stuff. It's just, honestly, it's astoundingly bad. And man,
that's depressing,
mate. And it just stinks of Snyder, like the fucking glamour slow motion shots when there's just pointless. Oh my days. I'm going to sit back now and just watch DC's fucking cinematic universe because it's going to be a fucking beautiful car crash, man. You're going to see the guts and the head decapitating everything. It's going to be absolutely glorious, so get the popcorn. Honestly, I could go on. I think I could go on. It's just...
We'll have a full podcast dedicated to it, I think.
Oh, man.
Everyone
needs to go and see it,
talk
so
about another scene.
Go sit and laugh at it.
I actually probably will go and see it, I think.
I wonder if it's going to be a case where... Similar thing to Batman vs Superman, where a R-rated edit coming out could make it a little bit better. Granted, it won't get rid of a lot of the sexist undertones and all that jazz.
Honestly, oh mate, the shots of Harley Quinn. Oh mate, there's so many shots that are just off her ass. It's like I'm naked complaining, cause she's fit, but I'm like when I've got my critical hat on, it's like Jesus fucking Christ. And like Katana, right? Katana, we all know the coolest fuck Japanese samurai. And she's cool as fuck in this, but she has no intro. She just turns up on the plane, and Rick Flag goes, "She's my mate. She's got my back." Like, alright,
fuck's sake.
Cheers for establishing that fucking friendship bond you have between each other. The Japanese samurai with a sword that captures souls, and the fucking soldier man.
I feel like they maybe bit off a wee bit more than they could chew by having so many characters, because when you have so many characters...
Guardians of the Galaxy did it. they introduced 5 misfits nobody knows, and
but there's more than 5 in thingy. And Suicide Squad, I feel like
Deadshot, Harley Quinn.
It must be really hard.
Slipknot gets killed in 2 minutes, so it's pointless. Killer Croc.
Enchantress. Wait, did you see Enchantress?
Enchantress is the villain.
Oh, is she?
And All My Days, right? Cara Delevingne.
Cara Delevingne, close enough.
Whatever your name is, I don't give a fuck. Stick to rap battles and being fit in photo shoots, love, because you're an actress. Holy shit. Right.
Was she bad? Oh,
right.
God.
You can tell she's bad because they gave her as little as possible to do. Most of her lines were CGI. Then she gets possessed by the witch, and it's looking cool. And then as the witch gets more powerful, because Amanda Waller's got the witch's heart, which controls her, even though she can exist without heart. Then she gets the heart back, and then she returns in a full goddess mode, and it's basically Devanya, whatever you say, its face on this body, and the body is constantly moving and doing a weird dance while their face is perfectly still. And it's so weird. And then she speaks in this really grand old voice. It's like, come with me to the new world. And then at the end, the last line she says, after speaking so grand and old and like very, just very old. I can't remember the word. Man, I've lost so many words from like my media and English language study fucking jargon. I've lost it all.
The film's rotted your brain, then.
Honestly. And she says, you've not got the balls.
Oh,
this
no.
ancient fucking witch god says you've not got the balls as her last line.
It just sounds terrible.
Honestly, all the way through it, I was just going, Jesus Christ, I can't believe what's going on. It was only 2 hours long, and it felt like 3.
Oh god, I hate films like that. Like, I like my films to be an hour and a half.
But it's mad because it went so quickly. Like, they were into the final battle like after 40 minutes. Like, there was no like establishing battle or anything. There's just we've established Task Force X, and now Task Force X, right? Launch it. It's first thing. Why don't we call the Flash? No. Why don't we call Batman? No.
Exactly. These are more qualified to deal with it, I think.
Honestly, it's fucking like the point of Suicide Squad is that you go in and there's no credibility. So you do co-ops, you do Black Ops missions that don't appear. You don't send them in to save the world. You send them in to do shady shit, and if they get caught, then it's their fault because they're criminals.
Mm-hmm.
They're not heroes, and that's the point. So this is a film about villains, and the villains they're not. They're just heroes. If you said that these weren't heroes, that if you didn't go in thinking they were villains, and if you didn't know this was Suicide Squad and the point of it, you'd think they were just a hero squad, a hashtag fucking downtrodden heroes.
Like Overwatch.
Honestly, they're not here. They're not villains. Honestly, it's... the more I think, and it's like, I was enjoying it ish in the moment for what it was, if I was turning my mind off, but everything, I was like, oh shit, oh no. The action, honestly, everything. There's even the redeeming factors have shit in them. So it's just like, man, this film, it's fucking apart. Even though I spoiled it off here, go and watch it just to witness it. It is something to be witnessed. Go in knowing it's going to be shit and just fucking laugh at it. What I will say, Jai Courtney, probably the best thing in film. Surprisingly funny. I was not expecting.
How much a ticket costs? I think I'll pass.
Probably not.
Still like I'd to go and see it.
I can get on the student ticket, so I can.
You fucking bastard! Like, the Odeon tickets here for student tickets are like £1 cheaper, but I've got that compared to Meerkat. Carry on. So I'll be fucking going on Tuesday and Wednesday.
Go and get it watched.
Go and see it. Okay, I will, and I'll report back next week if I want to see it by next week.
It's fucking funny how bad it is. I could just think, like, I was forgetting about it. So after I watched the film and I went and like watched people's thoughts on it, like the first 3 reviews I found was everyone thought it was shit, and I was like, oh yeah, that happened, that was shite. Oh yeah, this happened, that was appalling. And then I went on fucking Angry Joe and his reviews, and Angry Joe was, this was a fucking awesome movie. I'm like, oh my days.
Paid to see that, no doubt.
No, I was like, the critics got it wrong on this one, and I was like,
did they?
It made me pine for Batman v Superman.
Oh god, that's a statement and a half.
And I thought that was fucking appalling, honestly.
You're letting them kill Martha.
That's sad.
Martha, why did you say that name?
God.
It's his mother's name.
Then why didn't he say mum?
I know, yeah. Oh, fuck me. DC, man. DC, fuck me, dude.
Comedians.
It's funny, right? Because Arrow fucking nailed Suicide Squad with probably a billionth of the budget that Suicide Squad had, and then Warner Brothers or whatever pulled rank on Arrow and made them kill off Deadshot, and even Amanda Waller at this point, I think she's still dead. She's not come back yet. Arrow's gone to a bit of shit now, so don't worry about spoilers. Like they made them kill like their characters of Suicide Squad, so it wasn't competition, and their Suicide Squad is 100% better. Honestly, oh my god, oh man, I could write a better man. Shit, fuck me, dead. Sorry about spoiling it for everyone, but I think you'd enjoy it more if you went in knowing these shit, so you could just laugh at it. It's so funny. Nick, do you want to talk about Ghostbusters before we fuck off? Because I went on a bit long about that. I was surprised.
I can give it 5 minutes at the very least.
Go for it, man.
I mean, it's not going to set the world alight. But it's not a disaster that everyone said it was going to be. It's not as good as number 1. It's probably as good as Ghostbusters 2. It hasn't got the same sort of dry humour. It's a little bit more zany. It sort of sits sort of halfway between an Adam Sandler film and Ghostbusters itself. Somewhere in the middle. There's a little bit of the stupid humour. There's a little bit of the
It
gross
strikes me
humour.
as like American sketch humour, like Saturday Night Live, that type of stuff. That wacky, zany 30-second sketches that are funny on their own. You wouldn't want a movie of them, type thing.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned Suicide Squad's editing. At certain places, some scenes in Ghostbusters sort of have a weird transition where they'll stop all of a sudden that you don't quite expect it to. But overall, they did a very good job of it. They stayed true to the source material. They had a similar sort of coming together where they don't agree to begin with, and they have a revelation. But the best parts of it, obviously, the bits where it throws back to the originals, and the cameos from the original cast are brilliant. There's one fantastic one right at the end. They've even got Harold Ramis in there at some point, considering that he's dead. But he just appears as a statue in a house. But it's just quite nice spotting him as the camera is about to switch from one scene to another.
Mm-hmm.
But
I think I'll catch it. It strikes me as a plain movie.
It's the sort of thing that would be it's really nice to watch on a Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
You've got a glass of wine in your hand. You're sitting down. Well, I've got a glass of wine in my hand. I might have a beer. Who knows? And you're sitting there and you just can relax and just watch a nice, relatively inoffensive movie.
Yeah, lazy Saturday.
Which you don't mind a fart joke or two.
Yeah, I want to watch it at some point 'cause it just strikes me as just happy. I like Bridesmaids. I like Kristen Wiig a lot. I like Kristen McCann.
I think Kristen Wiig is hilarious.
Oh, I love her. She's great. She's great in The Martian as well, even though she's not playing a comedy.
Oh yeah, she actually is. I forgot she was in that.
Yeah, well, that cast is mad. But yeah,
I liked Bridesmaids and I liked Spy. Now,
Spy is a Spy. I need to go and watch that again.
Because Spy had a really terrible trailer. I hated the trailer for Spy. But then I watched the film, and the film was great.
Yeah, I need to watch it again, because I fell asleep watching it last time.
That good was it, Dan?
The way McCarthy, Jude Law, and Jason Statham all come together in that film is absolutely fantastic.
See, I don't really like Melissa McCarthy that much. But
I
think she just rubs me the wrong way. She's the one of them that I just don't really like. But
she's hit and miss, I think.
Yeah.
So like sometimes the project she does, like like the studio have just hired her because she's seen as this funny person, and some of the projects she does aren't funny at all.
Yeah.
But then you do get movies like Bridesmaids, which she is fucking hilarious and stuff like that. And like Kristen Wiig is just, she's great, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll catch it at some point. And you seen any films lately, Greg?
Finding Dory. I went to see it.
I watched that in LA.
It was you saw it like a month before everybody else.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause I thought I was like, when the fuck is it coming out? And it actually only came out like the other week. It actually was really good, but it wasn't a patch on Finding Nemo.
It wasn't.
It was like
at all,
so. It was. I think I feel like I've spoke about this to someone, but it was not required at all. Like it was okay, fair enough for like another outing into the Finding Nemo world, but it was just like I was like. I got asked how it was. I was like, it was just okay. Like nothing better.
I don't feel like Melvin learned from Nemo at all.
No,
he didn't. He's just the same as he was.
Oh, the dad.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's a dick. I fucking don't like him.
He was a dick at the start of Finding Nemo, and then the point is he learns to like accept people and let them go in their own way and whatever. And he's just a dick to Dory, and it's like.
And
so
next film, he's just exactly, he's a wee cunt. But the best character was the the octopus. Oh my god,
yeah, he's good.
He is the best. He was like dead stern, but also nice. Like he had a heart and all that. But like 3 hearts actually. And he was absolutely brilliant. I thought he was the best in it. And I was with my boyfriend, and he's like, I didn't like the octopus. I was like, fuck off.
What I will say about it,
we're no longer together.
Yeah, opposites attract. I was glad that they didn't like shoehorn in like characters from the last film.
Yeah, I was worried about that actually, in case they did, but they didn't. Thank God.
They had the turtles in it just to get them to a place, which that's fine. They were just a plot device. That's all right. They were in for 20 seconds. That's it. And then there was a really nice thing at the end, which I knew was coming, and I was so happy that they did it. But apart from that, apart from the teacher finding Nemo, Melvin, and Dory, there's no one in it from the last film. And
Mr. Ray he's iconic, and the little like kids.
Yeah.
But apart from that, it's like. Yeah. There's no one in it. I'm really glad they didn't put anyone else in it, because I feel like it would have just been like if the sharks were in it or whatever, I'd have just been like, you know what, this is like too nostalgic. Like they're really just pulling this string as hard as they fucking can, and it's just not working.
Yeah,
but it was okay. Like it was.
Yeah, it was okay.
I've spent worse money. I've seen worse.
The only thing is the design of the narwhal, I didn't like it.
The one that could echolocate.
Well, couldn't echolocate.
Well, it couldn't. It turns out it actually can. Spoilers.
I really liked the design of the octopus. It was like really detailed, and then this narwhal, not narwhal, sorry, just this whale, booba whale, whatever it's bloody called. I don't know what it's called.
Yeah, with the big lump in its head. See, I thought it looked really plain, but then when it started echolocating, like when its like little lump vibrated, I thought it was really funny. Yeah. And I actually burst out laughing every time I saw it. But not
the narwhal. Sorry, the girl one.
Oh, the one that was blind.
Yeah, she's yeah.
The big eye. Yeah, she wasn't very detailed at all, and she was like
just rubbing the wrong way. It's like she was just like a bar of soap or something. I think. Yeah.
It was. Yeah, it wasn't great. It was okay. If you want to go and see a nice little film that's not fantastic, but it's kind of nostalgic. So
it's all right.
Yeah, I've seen worse, a lot worse.
Yeah, definitely. Well, everybody, I think that is a time to close the GodisaGeek podcast. It's been good to get back in the groove. Hopefully we're on a more regular basis now. On a more... Well, actually, I haven't got Wi-Fi for my fucking uni flat yet. Still need to get that sorted, so fuck knows when I move back there. But for now, we'll be back every week or so. I've forgotten how to do this outro. If you want to, you go over to GodisaGeek.com for loads of writing on games. You can also go to youtube.com/GodisaGeek for loads of videos on games. No doubt we'll have loads of content on No Man's Sky in the coming days and weeks. And we've already got loads of content on it anyway prior to its release. Who's reviewing it?
Chris.
Of course, the fucking review.
He's reviewing progress. He's reviewing progress as it's waiting to go up. It should go up tomorrow, I think.
The fucking review slayer, Chris, man. Honestly, he does. I was on the review page the other day, and there's like 4 games all by Chris.
Yeah, see,
he's just the slayer. The absolute
slayer.
Yeah. He does so much. I actually can't believe it, because like I must get a review sent to me every day, not every day, but every other day by Chris.
Yeah.
And like it's absolutely insane how many games he goes through. But I'm so glad it's not me. Yeah. I've not reviewed a game since Tokyo Mirage Sessions, and I'm like, thank fuck, because reviews take so much out of me. Like it really, they fuck me over. But I'm excited for what the ones in the future, because I know there's loads of games coming out I really want to play.
Well, you can also get us on Twitter at GodisaGeek, and you can go over to facebook.com/GodisaGeek for all that stuff. And then if you'd be so kind, you can go over to patreon.com/GodisaGeek. Throw us as little as a couple of quid, even £1. We're no judge, and we'd be entirely grateful. It helps us support us to do as much content and for you as humanly possible. You can get me on Twitter at Merbrosky. You can get Greg on Twitter at Greg Hill. You can get Nick on Twitter at Nicky G something over there.
Nike G1.
That's the one. You get him over there. And if there's nothing left to say, I guess it's time to say goodbye, Greg.
Goodbye, Greg.
Say goodbye, Nick.
Goodbye, Nick.
Oh man, you just can't get the good people these days. You just can't go. It's goodbye from me, Sella.